Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to configure audio settings within your world. You can actually configure the range and the sort of properties of normal, shout, and broadcast within any world, and this is great for event worlds, party worlds, club worlds, dance worlds, all sorts of stuff like that, so you can control sort of how far away people can hear each other or how closely people can hear each other. I've seen lots of configuration options using this. I've seen even some dynamic use cases of it where the properties are controlled via logics. I think it was used, I'm not sure because I haven't looked at the internals, but it was used to great effect inside the VBLFC maps such that people could have a lot better conversations. One of the radial options there controlled sort of the fall off of voices. You could dynamically change it from your context menu. I've also seen it used in various sort of party maps that I've been into where it's easier to sort of listen and focus on the conversation that you're in because you can't hear stuff from further away. Let's go ahead and get that sorted. This won't be a tutorial on the full audio systems or any of the values. It will talk about sort of the rough specifics. If you're looking for more detail on the audio system, do let me know. I'll have to do some research and get a series going on that. Audio isn't my specialty. Right, let's hop into Smooth POV and I'll show you how this works. The system I'll be showing here is actually useful for some other things, so do keep an eye on this. So if we open up a inspector, and we go up to the controller slot here, this has a simple user spawn and CommonAvatarBuilder within it. CommonAvatarBuilder is the system which sort of puts together your avatar from various sort of component parts, including locomotion modules and things like voice tools, slots, item shelves, name badges, all sorts of stuff like that. It basically builds everything about your avatar that isn't your actual avatar. And on it, you'll see that there is this item here called AutoInject. Now, AutoInject allows you to specify a slot, which when specified there will be auto-injected into the hierarchy of every user that spawns in your world. This is great for this particular setup of audio fall-off and stuff like that, but you can also use it for other use cases like putting logics on every user, all sorts of things like that, so do keep that in mind. We'll be using it for fall-off. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So first thing to do here is go to your developer tooltip and go to create new empty object, which will create an empty object. What I usually then do, especially because this is going to be positioned on every user, is do reset position, rotation, and scale if needed. You don't really need to do that. And then I copy it somewhere in the world. In this case, it doesn't matter because it's a tutorial, but I do recommend you put it somewhere safe. I'm going to go ahead and also name this instead of empty object. We'll call it audio configuration. So we'll do audio configuration. And then we go ahead and we grab audio configuration, drop it into auto-inject, and now every user will get this slot copied into them whenever they respawn. Now we just need to add a component to it. The component can be found in attach component, users, common avatar system, audio, and then avatar audio configuration. This will load with some default values, which are good default values, because this is where you can sort of tweak them around a bit here. You'll see that there is a selection for, well, a set of properties for normal, shout, and broadcast, just like I talked about, and you can configure each one. When this is copied into your avatar when you respawn, it will then take these and apply them to your normal voice, your shout voice, or your broadcast voice. As an example here, I could specify that the normal audio range, instead of being logarithmic, which means that it falls off logarithmically like natural human ears work, I can instead say that it falls off linearly, and I can say that, hey, the min distance is 1 and the max distance is actually, let's say, 50. And what I've done there is make it so that only people who are within 50 units or 50 meters, depending on your scale, of the people can hear you. You could even reduce this further down to 5 or even smaller depending on use cases. So what I've done there is make it so normal falls off a lot more quickly than it usually would. You can see here that there's a lot of other options, including turning off the spatialization for normal and shout. This would basically make normal and shout function a lot like broadcast, which I don't suggest doing. And you can also change the volume. So for example, if you want the normal volume to be even lower than it usually is, and you want shout to be really the sort of how to get the message across, then you can go ahead and say, hey, when you're normal, you also talk at half volume there. Like I said, I'm not entirely familiar with all the audio properties other than the distances, so I will leave off here. But if you have any questions about the audio system, do let me know. I'll do some research and get a tutorial out for that. Sometimes Prime has to do research before they can speak to it. So there you go, that is the avatar audio configuration and the auto-inject slot within the controller slot. Do remember, like I said before, you can use that auto-inject slot for other use cases, which can be quite useful. I will see you again next time for another tutorial. If you have any questions about this one, check the video links in the description or leave a comment below. I'll get back to you. Bye-bye.